how you going? My name is Josephine and I'm the Accessibility Coordinator for the Medieval Festival. And we thought we might take you on a real-time walkthrough of our festival site to give you an idea of what to expect while you're with us. So we have started off here in view of our disability parking area, so you can be familiar with that. So our car park is just here in front of us, as you can see. And we haven't got the ground ready at the moment. We will mow this lawn here, so it's a bit of a clearer pathway. But we just wanted to give you an idea of the ground surfaces that you can expect. It has rained over the last few days, and even though we do our best to try and keep the ground surfaces as flat and as clear as we can, just the weather can change that for us. So we wanted to give you an idea of what you could expect while you're here. So you'll come through to say if you're parking in the disability car park here, you'll need your disability parking permit if you're going to park in this car park here. And then you'll come through this grass and gravel pathway here, and then we're going to make our way down here on the grass. Oh, actually, yes, what is the time? Let me have a look. So to give you an idea of the timing from this spot here to the entry to the gates, so it's 10:45 now. So that will give us a bit of an idea of how long it will take us to walk here. But we'll be coming down on this grass walkway. I don't know if you can see, it is a little bit damp here, so even though the grass is mown, is that the right word? It's being mowed. Thank you. Yeah, it still is a little bit kind of soft to stand on. So you know what to expect. But should come up this way. I have to imagine that this will be all decorated and medieval. Lots of flags and colours. Actually, this is a good kind of see. Yeah, it's a bit softer ground there. And then we've got some more of this gravel surface here. It's like a combination of grass and gravel.
And during the rain, this can get kind of muddy as well. So if we do have periods of rain leading up to the festival, it can be a little bit boggier than what you see. And we're just walking at a standard pace, not too fast.
No, don't want to be too out of breath. Actually, this is here is a little bit more damp. Keep this area nice and short for the festival weekend. Yeah, and just in front of us here, you have to imagine, because we don't have the tents up, but this is the entry, so where the festival gates will be. So this will be where our festival gates will be, over here. So we're right at the entrance, and I'm really excited because this year again we're bringing back the quiet tent that we had last year. So with the support of Early Start Australia, we're really excited. We'll be having the quiet tent down here, so it's a nice, I found it a really calming space to come to during the festival weekend just as a break. So we'll have our ear defenders there, we've got different activities, bean bags, things like that, to just take a break if you need it. So you'll find that here.
Let's pop over here quickly. So the clearing is just here, which will probably get a bit cleared again before we set up for the festival, because right now it's a lovely home for spiders.
Yes, and snakes.
Yes, so this will be cleared out. We're actually hoping to add some more space to that this year as well. So yes, you can see from the entrance it's here where the sensory tent will be, just here. And our sponsors village will be here.
It's beautiful in the sun there. It's really warm, but it's beautiful. But yes, here is where the entry will be. You'll see here, even with the gravel, after it's rained, we do get puddles. So even though we do our best to try and keep the pathways flat, sometimes it does pull up like this. So this is an idea of what it would look like after rain.
And you can see it's quite a sunny day, so this rain puddle has kind of settled after a few days of rain. I think it rained on Saturday and today is Tuesday.
Yeah,
so
a few days later.
It can hold a bit of moisture on site, so depending on the weather, Yeah.
So it looks quite different now than it does.
Yes, very bare.
The festival weekend. It almost feels like a completely different place. But I don't know if you can see from here, you can see some of the seating that we have scattered around. So we do have permanent seats that are around the site that you're welcome to enjoy if you like. And of course to my right here, we also have the Stag Inn, which is a very popular spot. The music is really great here as well. And then we have some permanent toilets here as well. So we've got an accessible toilet in there as well as the standard cubicles. And yeah, so that's one of the permanent toilet areas. And then we'll also have like the portaloo style toilets throughout the site as well. So we'll have like the standard portaloo and then also the accessible portaloo as well. And then Stag Inn, if you can imagine, this is where the castle is in front of us here. And then what else do we have this way that's within view? Oh, of course we've got the joust at the very back there. And then there's some horses that stay here. And then now this area here, you'll have to remind me, is that all like marketplaces and stalls, isn't it?
So here will be our safety and security tent.
Oh, that's
Our water machine is also there. So Unity Water typically come and have a tent truck there with water refills. And our first aid, I believe, is there as well. So first aid and security is really nicely close to the sensory space here. And also I think it only took us, we're 6 minutes into the video, so it would have taken us a few minutes to walk from that corner to the entrance. So just so you get an idea, it's a few minutes walk to the entrance. And so the time now is
it is about 10:50, so about a 5-minute walk from the disability parking to this point here. Something else I'll mention is that you'll see that we do have shade throughout the grounds, but it is still quite warm. Like we're in May now and it's quite warm in the sun.
Yes, it's bearing down overhead.
Yeah, it's good to just remember that even though we have shade around, to like if possible just have some sun protection with you and be mindful of that when you're out and about.
Yes, because
with
the shade there is also a lot of tents and stalls all in that place so that they are comfortable as well. So that does consume a fair bit of the shade as well with our setup as well. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, you can see that's full sunshine.
So we might make our way up to the joust, because that's really at the furthest part of Abbeystowe here, to give an idea of how long that will take. So I'm looking at the time now. So if we start from here, it's about 10:55, so let's see how long it takes for us to get over here.
We're just going to take a leisurely stroll. And now, as you can see underneath, we've got the gravel. It is quite loose gravel, so I guess if your stability on your feet as well to be mindful. It's kind of not fully level as well, if you can kind of see if I can show you how it's a bit.
Quite well though actually after that rain, this particular part. Can show off our this year's shirts while we walk as well.
Our 3/4 sleeve shirts.
I have to say, it's a sensory sensitive sole. I really like it because it's a larger fit, so it's like quite soft, and because it's a larger fit it feels quite comfortable, so I really like it for that. Oh yeah, we've got some more water in the middle of the site there as well.
So where is that little guy? Oh, the silver just over there.
Yeah.
Some water access.
Yeah. And you can see the castle a bit clearer there to the right as well. So what time is it now? Yeah, it's been about a 2-minute walk to kind of get to where the castle is there to the right.
Here where they're marking out is actually where the Turkish oil wrestling. So there's no grandstand or anything for accessibility for that oil wrestling. And again, a grass pathway to get to the front of that viewing. Yeah,
not too far off the gravel, but it is on the grass. So
some of our horses.
This is one of my favourite places. Well, I'm a city girl, so I get really excited.
Yes, so we have I can't quite remember who's in here, but we have our horse. Some of our horses are housed here. Maybe even a donkey. I could be wrong.
Really?
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah.
Actually, that's a good like
Segue?
mindful of the different animals that we'll have here, because we do have different livestock that will be here on site, which I think is really exciting. But you know, they do make sounds and they sometimes smell a little bit different as well. So we'll have like horses, and we'll have birds, I think dogs as well. What else do we have this year? Of course, the horses is just. So yes, there will be different animals and livestock as well on site, which is really exciting. But here we are, we're at the joust. So if you can imagine, it will look a little bit different.
I'll pop a photo in the corner. Yep.
But the main entry into the joust is like right in front of us here. So 10:57. So let's say it took about 5 minutes for us to get from that point where we started before at the entry gates to here. So this is the front entry. Sometimes the lines can get quite long here as well. It's such a popular event that people will start lining up early.
Yes.
But something that we're planning on doing this year that I'm really excited for is we will have a side entrance as well, so that people that benefit from an earlier access can start getting seated earlier. So we'll have an entrance here to the side that if you're someone that benefits from an earlier entry, we can get you in through the side.
So the grass does get mowed and slashed down, but it is kind of about this height usually. We've prepped the lawns at the moment for our bow hurt event, but it is kind of, like you can see the depth of my shoe there. They're kind of, it's kind of grassy. We can't really make it any less or more mowed than.
Yeah, it's a little bouncy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it could get a little boggy,
yeah,
or just a little bit tough to access, depending on.
If you imagine that all of this is surrounded by gates, but we'll have an entry to the side. So we'll have an accessibility team that can help people get seated for the joust. So we'll share photos later about how you can identify the accessibility team. But if you need support getting seated and getting ready for the joust, the accessibility team can come and give you a hand. You can make sure that you're seated in a comfortable way. So so this is what the joust looks like when it's there with us.
Yes, there are walls and a big castle looking thing. Yeah. We might go back this way, Jess, because that is actually our half and toileting area. So we'll touch base on that one. That we've.
So I'm going to say about a 5-minute walk from the entry to here.
And we do have dedicated accessible spots within this grandstand as well for seating. But again, mindfulness of making your way through the grass, unfortunately, to get to that point.
We notice there is limited accessible seating here on the joust. So if you jump on our accessibility information that we'll have for this year, there is more information of how you can ensure that you can get an accessible seat here. So you'll just need to send an email through so that we can make sure we've got the right space for you, make sure that's all good to go so you're not surprised when you get here.
Yes, so this here, just as a guide, that's where our birds of prey tent is. So this whole corner is kind of blocked off because birds of prey are on the end. So this here, you see, this point to this point is the entry to our horses, hunters and farmers. And I'll overlay a photo just to show you how that can kind of get a little crowded as they weave through in and out. But did you want to share how we placed where the toileting area will be? Somewhere around here, I believe.
Is it in this spot?
Is it near the half?
What is it further down this side?
Okay, we'll mark that clearly on the map.
Yes.
But the toileting area is somewhere down this corner. I think we're still working out the logistics.
Yeah. Don't want to give you the wrong information.
No. We'll have that clearly on the map, but just as a guide, it will be down this end.
Yes.
Yes.
More. Yes.
Yeah. And we'll just show you the accessible, kind of what the access is once this is all set up and there's all tents.
Yeah. It is a little bit of a dip here, so it's like a little flat surface. It's a bit of a like.
Yeah, we can see how you just go.
But it is such a magical area down here.
It is. It's a lovely little spot. Once you like tuck past here, and there's got I'm pretty sure there's some little donkeys and horses or something that's over here. The chicken people.
See the poo, ready?
Yeah. Yes, it is a. You may come across that underfoot with our horses around, but yeah.
Yeah, this area for me is one of those moments where you feel like you've been transported back in time when you come through here and it's ready to go. It's really, really quite amazing.
They have great demonstrations of like grinding wheat to make flour, and it's a really, really great corner for families.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so I guess maybe you can see the dent as the dip.
To imagine this is like a really thriving.
Yeah, this walls go up, grandstands go here.
Yeah. We've got our VIP area up here as well for these VIP tickets. Such an amazing view of the joust. Oh my goodness.
Yes. And you can see, ignore all that, the joust is pulled down briefly for our bowhurt.
Oh yes, in the little arena there in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow, that's little. That's huge. And this is our griffin camp for the jousters, which typically I think they close off just because they're heavy duty preparing for all of their...
Yeah, it's a real serious competition. It's amazing.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm really excited.
Yes, this is the first time this literally went in this morning, so we're so excited to show you. I don't know if we've got keys, but it's just sitting there for now.
Oh my goodness, I get very excited by toilet facilities. What does it say about my personality? But I'm really excited because we've got this brand new toilet block, and it also is an accessible toilet there as well, a disability toilet at the very end there. So I'm really excited to have a more permanent toilet in this area.
Yes, so this was part of our funding grant from state government, I believe, as part of our major funding. So these, obviously it's just been placed, so we haven't built the accessibility into it. You can't get into those steps right now.
Yeah.
But this will be, yeah, it's a massive...
Yeah, imagine a ramp.
Yeah, a ramp.
To be able to access it. But I'm so excited to have more permanent toilet facilities. For us, it's just really exciting. So this is really huge. And it's the first time I've seen it.
Yes, yes. It literally craned in this morning. So again, underfoot, you can kind of see this could, you've got the horse hooves. The jousters have been here practicing recently. So it can get a bit muddy. Whether we might look at maybe just stabilizing that a bit more with a bit of gravel. Just wait for this tractor to go past. And so back to where it's now. What time is it now?
Yeah, so now it's about 11:05, so it's been about 10 minutes, our little stroll from the front of the joust and then our slow stroll up here.
Yeah. And
So
we're right down the back of the festival, so you can kind of get an idea how long we've walked.
yeah.
And that's not stopping to look at all the amazing stuff either.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually this area is a nice shady area if you need some shade.
Yeah.
But with our toilet facilities here, I haven't done the accessibility information for this toilet block yet because it's so new.
Yes.
But I will do the accessibility information where I'll have photos of inside the toilet cubicles so that you can know what to expect there, and dimensions as well. So that will all be ready to go when this is all set up and ready for us. So
It'll be fabulous. We'll have it all ready. We should move away from this noisy tractor. So, hang on, let's stay clear. We'll keep walking because I think I can point out right about, this is normally where our smoking area is. I think we mow that out. Once we get our map confirmed, we might reconfirm where that's actually going to be, if it's still there. But yeah, again, we're still on this solid path here.
very popular archery activities here. It is really fun.
Really fun.
I'm awful at archery, but I really love doing it.
Yes.
So that's in this area here. So it's a really great family-friendly activity that you can do while you visit us. Really, really fun. You'll find this one here.
Yep.
Just here.
This is all closed off again, so it's kind of just a pathway along through here.
Yeah. More stalls scattered throughout the site. Also, lots of food, amazing food.
Yes, so down here is our second food area, just behind the joust. So we do have, and again, you can see a bit of mud and puddles. Just navigating around this. If we continue to have the rain that we're having, especially during setup week, this could get quite a bit dug up with the cars and the setup and the trucks. So we will keep an eye on that, and we'll also communicate this closer to the festival as well as to what the site's looking like. I usually do a run around. Maybe Joyce can join me next time when we do it as we're setting up, just to keep you in the loop as to how it looks.
Yeah, what the ground surfaces are like. We'll also bring back the animal toileting area for guide, hearing and service animals. So we haven't, still confirming where that's going to be on our festival site, but that's going to be back again. So I'm really excited for that as well. But we'll keep coming down this way here.
Actually, let's look. This can get a little buggy, especially here. I was here during Arrow weekend, and there's a bit of a dip here. This can get a bit squelchy. This is a little bit squelchy back here. So this food area can be a little squelchy. Just be mindful. It is rather squelchy right now.
Actually, that is,
But you can actually hear that squelching. Squelch.
Yeah. I don't know if I like that sound.
No, it's a little bit. But yeah, this kind of, because it kind of typically sits underneath these trees. It's a bit shadier here, so it doesn't dry out as quicker as the rest of the site. So accessibility to here can be a little trickier.
Yeah, the bits that get the sun definitely dry the quickest.
Yeah, but you will probably have better clearance if you're coming in from outside of the joust entrance and outside the exits, which I think they typically let you go out the sides there. So sticking towards that, it's just along the outskirts of the field where I guess the water runs off towards the road. Just be mindful of that. So we're walking around the back of the festival now.
You can see the seating as well that we've got set around here.
Yeah, we've got the common is where those that ring of sandstone is, so that's where a lot of our combat, and that's one of our stages to host some of our activities. So we're pretty much walking amongst the encampments now, so there's a lot of encampments here where we're standing. And you can see that valley there, so you can walk along the outside road. I believe we have some toilets along the length of this here.
And then the Viking area at the very back here.
Yeah, so if you're going full point to point, we'll check what time it is when we get to the Vikings, because we've been walking. And I guess you can track the time, because we haven't paused or stopped this video, so you will know the live clearance that we've got.
Yeah, take the group.
Yeah. And I am like walking along in the bugginess here. You can see the dew that's still on the grass, maybe.
My ankles are getting
It's wet.
from the moisture.
Yeah.
But these areas are so much fun because you really feel like you've been transported back in time. I love coming to these encampments.
And it's lovely and shady over here, and they've got some cool stuff happening.
Yeah.
And you can't smell because you're on video, but there is definitely a bit of a cattle pong coming through the wind right now.
Livestock smell.
A livestock smell. I think there's a farm's just over there, so you will get the smells and sounds and sights.
Yeah, lots of encampments all through this area.
We could probably walk up to the corner.
Yeah.
Because if we want to stick to the road, let's take it up here.
So this here will all be fenced off, so you won't really be able to see from the left of me here. If you imagine coming around the ring road.
And we do have a drain ditch there as well.
Yeah.
So we'll stay on the high side of the road. It is wafting. I don't know where they are, but they must be close. And you can see on that side of the road, actually, the trucks dug up. Our road should be a little bit more stable than that. But
yeah, today this part of the ring road is like pretty firm, and this particular part, because it gets a lot of sun here.
it's quite compacted.
Yeah. course, we've got the castle in front of us as well. Coming around behind the castle.
So just be mindful walking around here. We're kind of behind everything. So you're seeing the backs of the encampments as well, because everything is typically set to face in towards the side. And again, you can see that that's a massive ditch. You couldn't come off this road part here just to, But we do have
on this particular section.
Yes.
But there's mostly encampments here, so there's more accessible ways of entering into the park.
Yeah.
You come around.
Especially if it does get a little boggy there, you can come around on the flatter road and come in through this side here.
Actually, this here in front of us is a good spot where that drain, is that the right word?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's more of a flatter entry into this particular part of the festival site.
And from behind, this is behind, but there's I think if you can imagine that the castle's all closed off here and you've got your medieval cordial and a whole bunch of encampments through here. So there's a nice pathway through here that's set up during the festival weekend.
I guess it's least comfortable here, but it is much firmer ground and much flatter as well coming through here.
It's lovely and shady. We do,
It is lovely.
even with the seating, if you've got a picnic blanket maybe you want to throw out and sit on the lawns.
Yeah, this is so lovely. Imagine this castle with
Yeah, when it has a wall and a door.
yeah.
But we do have grandstands either side of the castle. So this is here, imagine like a little grandstand there.
Yeah, I do recommend trying to get to the castle early if there's a particular performance or battle or something you wanted to see here, because it is quite popular. So if there's something you want to see, I recommend trying to get in a little bit early, so that you can find yourself a good spot, a good seat. And we'll have volunteers all the way around here as well, so if you need support, we'll have volunteers that can give you a hand.
Excellent.
It is really nice and shady.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely with the grandstand too. At certain points of the day, the sun obviously moves throughout the day, so.
Yeah, it's taken us about another 5 minutes to get from where we were, where the Vikings were, to this point here, taking a slow stroll.
So imagine we're climbing the grandstand just over here, or medieval cordials just sitting here on the corner, and we're getting a cold refreshment.
So good. Yeah, I do find it gets quite chilly here in the mornings.
Yes.
But then by the middle of the day, it's very similar to today, where it's like quite warm.
Yeah.
So layers are a good option.
Yes. And we do have an airspace overhead, so we do, in terms of where's the plane there, we do have that noise come through occasionally with the planes. So if that's another consideration, planes go overhead. And sometimes we get some joy flight airplanes flying over just to see the site. So this is the entrance to the castle, which isn't set up currently. And this can get boggy because you can see it's kind of thicker here.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
This is a bit damp actually.
It's very grassy. Yeah.
You can see how large the arena is here. Like, it's quite a large space that you're looking at.
Yeah. And we could probably make our way to, well, the toilets and the stag just as a guide. We've got our bowls here having a rest, so we won't go that way, but we'll just quickly, I'll pan over the stag in just there.
So this is to the left of us here where the medieval markets will be. So we've got our food and drinks here, and then we've also got our stalls with different, some really amazing sellers that have got some really great things that you can purchase from these medieval markets. It's so much fun to be able to wander through. And then of course we've got the stag in here.
And the entrance to the stag inn does come around the side there. All of this is closed off. We've got, typically amongst this line of trees is our entry stalls, so our merch and information booth is just pretty much around this tree is the info booth. And the toilets, and we do chuck an ATM over there as well. Did we want to go into the ladies?
Yeah, let's have a look in the bathroom here.
Again, when it's wet, this area can tend to flow a bit of water. It can get a little boggy here.
Yeah.
And we put out, actually beside the toilets is our portaloos as well. So we have a big pile of portaloos that go just around here where these cars parked.
Yeah, one thing I'll mention about the bathroom facilities is we are listening to feedback about festival access for toilet facilities, that they're not necessarily large enough for all wheelchair users. So we are listening to that feedback and we're really interested in learning more. So we're actively looking into options. So we know that we don't have a changing places facility here, for example, but we're looking into options of what we could do in the future to be able to make our toileting facilities more accessible. So we are on it and we would love your feedback as well. Love to hear it. Welcome to the toilet. Here we are. So this is our accessible toilet here to give you an idea. So we don't have the grab rails on both sides, but you've got the one on that one there, to give you an idea. And I've got the measurements on the access information. I've done a guide of what the dimensions will be, and photos so you can have a look, see if it's accessible for you. And the door swings outwards.
Yes.
This is to keep in mind. The door swings outwards.
Yes.
And then we've got the taps here. Coming down this way as well, so entry and exit. And then we've got showers and toilets here as well. So
And the showers are typically for the reenactors. You wouldn't need a shower on the weekend. No.
But just so you're not surprised.
Yes. Oh yes, if you go down here thinking that there are toilets, it actually stops halfway. There are toilets. So the toilets are up about half of the building.
Yeah.
And then you've got your,
And the showers for reenactors and things like that. So,
Yep.
Toilets in here, and that bench normally is not there.
No.
It's normally down here to the side, which
I think here, yes.
Here.
Yeah.
And being mindful of space here, I'm thinking about this. So
Yeah.
keep that with me.
We'll
I'm
keep
thinking
that in
about
mind.
that as well, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's an idea of the stag and toilet facilities. So
Yes.
Visual look of that there.
And we might come back once we've got the toilet done down the end and do a little video maybe,
Yeah.
just to give a little bit of a visual on that one.
Yes.
It might be a little bit more accessible.
So you get very excited about the new toilet
Yes.
facility.
And we do have Portaloo accessible versions, correct?
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
do have the Portaloo
Across the
disabled
sides.
toilets, yeah.
And we put them on the map as well.
Yes.
And we'll have a special accessibility map specifically to your needs as well.
Yeah, that's just a little bit like it groups each key area rather than each individual stall. It kind of gives you like a more overview of the different areas.
Yeah.
So yeah, very excited about that as well. That will be out soon.
Yeah. So we thought we'd take you through the markets as our last point of the festival, just so you know what it'll be like. It's hard to explain when there's all the tents in place, so you will kind of weave around, but there are seating, and just to show you the grounds for this kind of area, because of the trees, we do suspect it might stay a little bit wet. But I do think the water flows towards the back of the site, so I think the drainage might actually be pretty okay here.
Yeah. This is another one of those really thriving areas that has got like this really high energy atmosphere to this particular
Yes.
spot.
Yeah.
So that's good to keep in mind as well. So we've got a lot of medieval foods that you can purchase here. So you'll get lots of fragrant smells, really amazing, tastes delicious.
I'll zoom out so you can
Of course, the
see.
stag entry here.
Yeah, the stag's there. But to walk around here, it'd probably be quite a few minutes walking in and out
Yeah.
of the stalls, depending on how we set that up this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say give yourself a good 10 minutes of because we do get a lot of queues for our food stalls as well, to just allow yourself that time of, I'm gonna say about 10 minutes to kind of comfortably make your way around.
that's 10 minutes of walking, so
Yeah.
add your time for serving and
Yeah.
queues and all of that stuff as well.
So that's the full walk that we just did. That's been about
Video is
like
35 minutes.
I was going to say around 35 minutes. So yeah, that's a good idea of how long the festival site takes to walk from full circuit all the way around.
We could go over here. You can see, we'll just do a final little quick walkthrough because you can see it's grass here, but there is a bit of dirt here. I believe a stall comes, but this is kind of a through fair, I believe, because we have a coffee truck usually here, and then our food stalls do back along these tree lines along there. So yeah, there's just this clearance spot here. And I think if we've got Professor Wallace puppetry back, he's typically around in this space too, so families can sit and watch. We've got the benches around.
So you'll see that this is the entry here to the stag. So looking at the ground surfaces, you can see here that this is also one of those spots that does get a little bit more moisture.
And we do get, we have actually I'll turn, is anyone over there? No. We do have guards that come in, so the queue into the stag can kind of flow around because the service is there. So you do get a bit of shade at the right time of the day when you're queuing, but
another warm area.
yeah, and there's lots of the stage presentation, so there's music and noise happening here as well, and a bit of a crowd.
I would describe this as a higher sensory sound area. Is that something that is significant for you, that this is a more of a louder area?
And a bit more congested, I think, with the people in there, and sometimes when the dancers come in, it does get very busy and loud.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'd say that this area here is a louder area. But we do have quieter areas throughout the grounds, and of course we've got the quiet tent out the front of the gates as well, so that's a really nice break area as well. So but thank you so much for joining us and for watching this video with us. If you had any more questions about accessibility, we have our accessibility information on the website, so you're welcome to have a look there. And of course you're welcome to email us. We've got an accessibility email, so accessibility@abbeymuseum.com.au. But we look forward to seeing you at the festival. See you soon.